Hello and welcome to your yoga mat. My name is Izzy and I'm so grateful to have you here practicing with me today. I invite you to close down your eyes and just drop your awareness down into your body. Just refocusing on our breath, either before or after we go on our run or go to the gym. Just recentering ourselves in the present moment. Taking some big inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose. When you're ready, come to stand in Tadasana at the top of your mat, and we're going to come into tree pose. Bringing our weight into our right foot, coming high up on our left toes, bringing our knee into our chest, and then placing the bottom of our left foot along the inside of our right leg. Focusing our eyes here on one point, holding our balance, either bringing hands to heart center or opening them up like branches of a tree above your head. Just gently swaying here with the balance, as we would in the wind. And then on your next exhale, bring your hands back to heart center, bring your knee back to your chest and drop it back down to the floor. Bringing our weight into our left foot, coming high on those right toes, bringing the knee up into our chest, either placing the bottom of the foot where it lands on the leg or using our hand just to place it a bit higher. Again, either bringing our hands to heart center or opening them up above our head. Noticing which side you have better balance on. Is there one side that you sway a little more? And on your exhale, bring your hands back through heart center and your foot down to the ground. Rolling the shoulder blades down the back of the body. Bring the palms to face forward. Standing here, tall in Tadasana. On your inhale, raise your hands, palms touch above your head, and exhale, fold forward. Hanging heavy here, bending the knees as much as we like, and clasping opposite elbows, just hanging in ragdoll, feeling that release in the lower back and through the spine. If you like, I invite you to gently sway here with me from side to side. Just rocking out any tension. Before returning to stillness, releasing the hands. And slowly stepping our feet out to the corners of the mat, coming into Malasana, Yogi Squat. So bring your feet as wide as your mat. Stay where you are. I've just turned so you can see me properly. And I like to bring my elbows to the inside of my knees, making sure you're not dumping down in the pose here. Keeping your lower body active, your core engaged, and your shoulders pulled back. If you want, you can take a couple of sways from side to side before bringing our palms to the ground and coming over into all fours, tucking the toes and gently lifting the knees, preparing for downward facing dog. And then as you exhale, push back, lift the knees off the ground, straighten the legs and come into your first downward facing dog. First, we're going to walk out the dog, so straightening one leg and then the other, energetically drawing our heels down to the ground. Really feeling that stretch along the back of the hamstrings. Before coming into stillness, balancing out the weight between your hands and your feet here, bending the knees as much as you need. And on your next inhale, lift your right leg up, placing it between your palms and sliding it to the side so your knee comes behind your right wrist and your foot is behind your left wrist. Coming into pigeon pose, just looking over our left shoulder, making sure our back leg is straight before sitting back in our pigeon, really feeling that back bend, rolling the shoulder blades back, feeling strong in the body. You can either rest your hands on your leg or use them either side just to balance before rolling over. Bring our forehead down to our arms and our chest down to the ground. For this more passive pigeon pose, really relaxing through the whole body here. Feeling the stretch in the hips. For on your next inhale, walking yourself back up, coming to sit on your right hip and bringing your legs to cross in front of you. We're going to come into cow face. So bring your left leg crossed over your right leg, bringing the soles of our feet to face the back of the room. Once you feel you're in a good position here, you can come forward into all fours, making sure your knees are both stacked in front of the other before sitting back into your cow face posture. You can either remain sitting up here. I like to hold on to my feet, keeping a straight spine and just really relaxing into the posture. And if you'd like to take this pose a little bit further, walking your hands out to the front of the mat and slowly curling in with the upper body. I like to rest my chin on my knee here, just really rounding into the body, curling inwards. Before walking ourselves back up, and this transition into the other side is quite tricky, so try and stay with me. Bring the weight into your feet, walk your hands to the left hand side of your mat while stepping up and twist all the way to the other side. This will bring your left leg on top of your right for cow face on the other side. Again, once you feel you're in a comfortable position, come forward into all fours, again making sure the knees are stacked one in front of the other before sitting back, bringing our soles of our feet to face the back of the mat. Again, staying up, sitting tall if we like, or bringing our fingertips out in front of us, gently curling the upper body over the legs, resting the chin on the knee. Just breathing here, feeling this intense stretch. Before inhaling, coming back to seated and coming over into an all fours position, pushing back again into our downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the left leg and bring it forward for pigeon on the other side, bringing your left knee behind your left wrist. Coming high on the back toes, just making sure that back leg is straight before sitting tall in pigeon, feeling that strength in the lower body, that stretch through the hips. Before rolling forward, bringing our chest to the ground, resting our forehead on our arms, coming into this passive pigeon stretch, really releasing all of the tension through the body here, relaxing in the hips, relaxing in the upper body. Releasing any tension we might be holding in the shoulder blades. And on your next inhale, bring your chest back up, coming out of our pigeon pose and stepping back into our downward facing dog. Just taking a few recentering breaths here, bringing ourselves back to the present moment before lifting the right leg, coming into lizard pose. So bring that back knee down and untuck that foot, either staying as you are if that's enough of a stretch, or rolling that right foot to the outer blades, bringing the right hand onto the knee and just looking over the right shoulder for a more intense stretch. Taking a few breaths here before bringing that right hand back to the ground, either remaining as you are or to take this stretch deeper again, coming down onto our forearms, feeling this intense stretch through the right hip, really breathing into the body. Before coming back up, framing that front foot, walking it to the middle and slightly forward, and then bringing our weight back, straightening the front leg, coming into half splits, really rounding the upper body here, trying to bring our forehead as close to our shin as we can, feeling that stretch down the back of the hamstrings. Before walking back to frame the front foot, stepping it back into all fours, coming high up on the toes, rolling up, pushing into our downward facing dog. Inhaling, lift the left leg and step it on the outside of your left hand for lizard on the other side. Again, staying here if that's enough for you, or rolling onto the outside of the left foot, bringing your left hand to your left knee and just looking over that left shoulder, feeling that stretch in the hips. Before bringing that left hand back inside the left foot, staying as you are or coming down to forearms for this intense lizard stretch. Just releasing the upper body here. Breathing deeply. Dropping our awareness down into the moment. Before framing that front foot, walking it to the middle of the mat and slightly forward. Coming back, bringing our weight into our back leg, straightening that front leg for half splits on the other side. Taking hold of that front foot if we like, and just feeling that stretch all the way down the back of the hamstring. And feeling that intense stretch down the back of the hamstring. And feeling that intense stretch down the back of the left leg. Before on our inhale, walking back to frame the front foot, stepping back again into our all fours position and coming over, bringing the soles of the feet together for butterfly pose, and the knees out wide, You can have your heels as close to your body or as far away as is comfortable for you. I like to bring my elbows to the inside of my legs just to put a little bit of extra pressure on the inside of the legs here before rounding in with the upper body, releasing my head down and really dropping into this stretch. Trying to bring my forehead down towards my feet. We're inhaling, curling back up and coming over to lie on your back, bringing our knees into our chest and just gently rocking from side to side, just releasing into this posture here and releasing any tension in the back. Bringing our feet hip width distance apart, coming into bridge pose, really feeling that tilt in the pelvis before rolling pelvis followed by the spine up for our bridge pose. Bring your hands down on the ground either side of you. Exhale, roll back down to the mat, and on your next inhale again, roll up, starting with the pelvis, finishing with the top of the spine. Exhale, rolling down the opposite way. And as we inhale, lift the hips, lift the hands, finishing with our hips as high as we can place them, bringing our hands up above our head, holding here, really feeling that stretch in the lower body, through the arms, feeling that strength before releasing down, again bringing our knees into our chest, just rocking from side to side, before bringing our arms in between our knees, taking hold of the outside of our feet and opening the legs up to 90-degree angles for happy baby. Trying to keep our hips on the ground here, feeling that stretch through the hips, through the body, through the legs. Feeling our presence in this final pose. Before bringing the soles of the feet together for reclined butterfly and bringing your feet to the ground, allowing your knees to drop open to the sides. Bring your left hand to your chest and your right hand to your low belly. Feeling gratitude for yourself for taking this time before or after your run or your trip to the gym, just to get back in touch with your body and to stretch out. On your next inhale, roll up to seated. Bringing your hands together at your heart center and the thumbs to the third eye. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you on the mat again. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.